Hello, my name is Cassandra Blanco. I am Roman Catholic and I have a desire to share my faith with more people in the world. Today's topic is about angels, and I'm going to break this talk up into 3 parts. The first is going to be about what angels are. The second is going to be about our guardian angels, and the last is going to be about what we call fallen angels or demons. So first, the word angel comes from the Greek or the Hebrew word which means messenger, and we hear about angels many times in Scripture. This is here my Bible, and I am going to go to one of the first places that we hear about angels. It is in Genesis. It's in chapter 16. And before I talk about where angels are mentioned, I'm just going to talk about what the story is. So what happens here is that Abram, who later becomes known as Abraham, he and his wife Sarai, who later becomes known as Sarah, they have a hard time having children. And Sarai gets really upset and wants to have a child. So she tells Abram to go to Hagar, her servant, and try to conceive a child. Hagar conceives a child, and Sarai ends up getting very upset, mistreats Hagar, and Hagar then chooses to flee. So this is now where the story picks up. This is in Genesis chapter 16. It is verse 7. It says, "The angel of the Lord found her by a spring," her is Hagar, "by a spring of water in the wilderness, the spring of the way to Shur. And he said, Hagar, maid of Sarai, where have you come from? And where are you going?" And then the story continues. The angel is mentioned here, and in many times, like I already said, in Scripture. The next one is in Luke, that I want to reference, is in Luke chapter 1, and it is in verse 26. This is the angel Gabriel. We know the angel's name here. Gabriel appears to Mary and is telling her that she will conceive a child named Jesus. And so this is what the angel says to her. Luke chapter 1, verse 26. "In the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent from God to a city of Galilee named Nazareth, to a virgin betrothed to a man whose name was Joseph of the house of David. And the virgin's name was Mary. And he came to her and said, Hail, full of grace, the Lord is with you. But she was greatly troubled at the saying and considered in her mind what sort of greeting this might be. And the angel said to her, Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God. And behold, you will conceive in your womb and bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus." So those are 2 scripture verses that we hear about angels, and there's many, many more in Scripture. The second thing I want to say is about guardian angels. We believe that a guardian angel is assigned to us at birth and accompanies us till death. This guardian angel helps us against temptation and helps to protect our souls. Again, it's not something we see. This is something that happens in the spiritual world that is invisible to us. In the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 11, it says, "For he will give his angels charge of you to guard you in all of your ways." So that's one of the scripture verses that we use when we talk about the theology or the idea of where guardian angels come from. The last thing I'm going to say is about demons or about fallen angels. We believe that God created the angels. I mean, we see it here in Scripture. God created the angels, but there are angels who have chosen to disobey God, and those now are Satan and now demons. And it is articulated, the theology on fallen angels and on Satan is articulated in what we call the Catechism. This is the Catechism of the Catholic Church. If you've not watched my video about apostolic tradition, in that video I talk about how we get what we believe as Catholics. One of those places is in Scripture. Another place is in what's called apostolic tradition. And that combination is what Catholic Church teaching is. So this book, the Catechism, talks about what the Catholic Church teaches. And in this book, in paragraph 391, it says, "Behold, the disobedient choice of our first parents lurks a seductive voice opposed to God, which makes them fall into death out of envy. Scripture and the Church's tradition see in this being a fallen angel called Satan or the devil. The Church teaches that Satan was at first a good angel made by God. The devil and the other demons were indeed created naturally good by God, but they became evil by their own doing." So that is where we believe there's good angels. They fall. They're now demons. Satan is one of those demons. So that would be all for today. If you have questions about anything I said in this video or in any of the other videos I have posted, please feel free to leave a comment and I'll definitely do my best to respond. All right, have a great day wherever you are in the world and God bless you. Bye-bye.